Hello students in my Special Education 794 course on instruction of students with moderate to severe disabilities. This is a short video to go through the steps of my expectations on how we'll be working with Blackboard in this course. So the first thing is when you open up Blackboard, you should see a list of all your courses, and you're going to click on the course for Spring 2017. And then you should see the email that I sent you on the 30th that will actually have the link to this video. So you can either watch it in the tiny screen or you can watch it using the YouTube link that'll take you to another web page to watch that video. I also let you know about the 2 required texts for this course. So those are right there. And so hopefully you can order those and get them in the mail soon. Anyway, all of the announcements and emails that I send you, you can always find backed up here, and they'll all be sent to your Toro email. The university has asked us to have you all sign a academic integrity statement. So if you click on this, it's going to take you through a survey, and you just answer true or false to each of the survey questions, and then you will be all set there. I have a copy of the syllabus here, and then you can also click on it there. And if there are any changes, which there often are, then I will update this syllabus and make sure that this one is the most current. I also put any sort of changes on the very last slide of the PowerPoint each week. If you want to get a hold of me, this is my picture's a little bit flat, but that's okay. We'll let that go. This is my email, my office phone number, the location. I'm actually in Wilderman Hall in room 206. My office hours are Tuesday from 3 to 5 in Wilderman Hall, room 206, and my cell phone number I'm giving to you. This is my personal cell phone number, so if you can call between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m., or if you want to text, I answer text messages as well, or if you just want to email me, I will get back to you as quickly as I can. I do have a recommendation that you email me or call or text if you've spent more than 5 minutes trying to figure something out. That is what I'm here to do, is support you in learning and applying all of this information. So I don't want you spending too much time stressed out and not being productive in your classwork. Next is the textbook. So same textbooks that I emailed to you, and then also just remember there'll be weekly readings posted to Blackboard, and you are responsible for those as well. So the way that I schedule my course is by doing these weekly modules. So here's week 1. We're going to go over introductions, the syllabus, IDEA 2004, and then the moderate to severe student project. So when you click on this, you can see I actually have all of the materials that we need for this week. The PowerPoint that I'll be using in class, I always have ready before class. I do recommend you bring a laptop to class so that you can access any sort of materials or email, and we can communicate. But I also do ask you to have ethics and professionalism when having your laptop available. So first thing I ask you to always do is watch the movie, which, as I mentioned, I send out to you before class. Right now we're just exploring Dr. Jez's Blackboard, so you guys can go through and do that yourself so that you can see what it is that needs to happen. The agenda is we're going to have a warm-up, and then introductions, syllabus review, go over IDEA, and then the homework expectations. So then that brings us to the highlighted part. So by the 30th of January, you are going to actively read and annotate Chapter 1 of Snell and Brown, which you can see I actually uploaded it here so you can print it off. So if you haven't received your book in the mail, then you can use this one. If you have received your book in the mail but don't like to write in books, then you can also use this one. But I want to see how you read and how you make notes in a chapter. So show me your active reading abilities, and we'll go over what that means in class. You're also going to need to do your caseload spreadsheet, your stakeholder spreadsheet, activity 1, and then I'm also giving you the protocol for a veteran teacher's observation, which you need to have done by the 20th of February. So you have about a month to get that done. So if you are watching this on the earlier side, then make sure that you start scouting out a veteran teacher of students with moderate to severe disabilities who you can go to and observe and bring back that information to the class. Okay, so here we go. If you click on this, the Snell and Brown chapter comes up, and you are able to print that out. So you can see it's a little bit slow, but there we go. So you can print that by clicking on this button right here. You can download it onto your computer, but I have gone through, and just to make sure that you don't fall behind the first week, I made sure to have the first chapter at least uploaded. I will not do that for the following chapters. It took a lot to get permission from the publisher to even post a full chapter. So this is really just to support you, as sometimes things do take a bit of time in the mail. So the first assignment that we're doing, or I guess the next assignment that we're doing, is the caseload spreadsheet. Depending on where you work and how you work, you are going to be overseeing a few students at a time. Anywhere from 1 to, it could be even 28, depending on the style of your school. And so as special educators, it's really important that right off the bat, we stay as organized as we can. So you can use whatever style works best for you. I usually find that an Excel document is easiest, but you can create some sort of document that I can then see of your caseload. So I want to know who you work with right now, or who you might have access to right now. You need their IEP dates, you need any assessments that they've had done, any support personnel, anybody that works with them, an occupational therapist, a behaviorist, a speech and language therapist, a counselor, anybody. I also want to have the family contacts. You will use a pseudonym, so you can use pseudonyms for, you can, instead of saying like, the grandmother's name is Mrs. Smith, you can just say grandmother, and then, provide some sort of email or phone number, or however you would actually get a hold of the family. So pseudonyms are really important. Age, grade level, ability, disability, IEP goals, academic supports to meet supports and services that the student uses to meet IEP goals, behavioral supports and services, once again, to meet the IEP goals. Any assessment and progress monitoring methods. So how are you keeping track of, or how is the teacher keeping track of whether the student is making progress in their class, and any other notes. So depending on your situation, you might have other information that you need to keep in mind and keep track of as a caseload manager. So the next one is the stakeholder schedule. So one of the big things that we know about in special education is that we are in charge of managing a lot of different people's schedules. We have our student schedules, we have our paraprofessional schedules, we have the student support people who come in to meet with our student schedules, we might have volunteers in the room, and then of course we have our own schedule of where we are on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So I want you to create a schedule of where you and everyone else is throughout the day. If it's the same every day, then you can just do a day one. If it changes throughout the days of the week, then I would like to see that. Or if it changes, like you have a speech and language therapist that comes in once a month, then I want to see that as well. And you do have to include all stakeholders who you're working with. The next assignment is the activity 1. You can see that there's a document that's attached right here, so you'll click on that. And let me just pull it up for you really quickly here. So, oops. And so that you can see what I'm talking about. So this activity actually goes with, this is how you get credit for being in class and participating. So all of your answers in this should include information from the textbook, information from what we talk about in class, and information from your own personal experience. Every single one of these questions, I want to have somehow you really give me information from those 3 perspectives. So who are the students with disabilities? What are my legal responsibilities? Who am I as a teacher? What are my strengths and areas of growth? How do I ensure a positive and respectful environment for my students? How can I provide my students access to quality education? Then I have a chart here. What does inclusion look like? And then I've got a video that I want you to watch on applied behavior analysis and a few questions, and then another video on discrete training, and then a few questions. And then the what if a skill is needed in my school environment, but the community, but not the community environment? Is it still a functional skill worth teaching? And do we want people with special needs or with disabilities to be normal, like their non-disabled peers, or do we accept and promote their differences? And then every week I will always have a feedback question, and this is now that we've gone over the syllabus and course assignments. Do you have any questions or concerns? Let me know if you have access to a student. You will be doing a case study on a student, so it's really important you let me know right off the bat if you're going to need help finding a student to complete your work with. So you have to answer all the questions using the textbook and readings, a class discussion, and your own experience. You're going to download this document, and then you're going to save it as 1_activity, 1 because we're on week 1, then your name, your full name, not mine, and then 794. And then if you have any questions or concerns, you can contact me immediately. Once again, the rule, if you've been frustrated for over 5 minutes, then that's the time to reach out. And you can see these 4 things are due by the 30th. The one thing that's not due until the 28th of February is the Veteran Teachers Observation Protocol. So I'm just going to click on that really quickly, and you can see that it came out. So a veteran teacher is someone who has taught, in a classroom with, and that should say moderate to severe students, or I'm sorry, students with moderate to severe disabilities. Always the student first, with moderate to severe disabilities for over 3 years. So it's somebody who's actually been in these classrooms for quite some time. And then this is just some general information about the classroom. And then I want you to tell me what the strengths are that the teacher's doing, and then what are some of the areas of growth, and then just overall summary, like what went well, what supports could the teacher use to support all students, and how might this experience change your teaching practice. So I just want you to give me some feedback on how, excuse me, that experience was for you. So let me just close that out. And then we're going to click right here to go back to week 1. So you can see all of this information is there. So if you forget about it when I've talked to you in class, you will have access to it to return to and kind of listen to this movie again and say, oh, okay, do I understand everything? And as I mentioned before, my cell phone number is right here. So if you have any questions, really, please reach out. I am here to support you. I want you to all be the best special educators that you can possibly be. So I will be here to support you through your growth as you continue to learn these skills. I hope you have had a wonderful holiday break, and I look forward to meeting you in January. Thank you.